Today we're chefing with Bigmoo. We're gonna have ribs, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. Already got my rib stuff going on. Got my potatoes cut in half. Got my water going for my corn and my potatoes. You wanna salt your water for everything, pretty much. Your water's never flavored, so you wanna go ahead and make sure you add salt to everything when you're putting in boiling water. I'm gonna go ahead and get these red potatoes started. I want to cut them in big, one half. That's fine so they don't get all mushy. Get them all in here. Wash your potatoes off before you cook them as well. You don't want to use dirty potatoes. You want to make sure you get them all in here. You're going to boil for about like 25 minutes. Get you nice and soft so you can smash them. Then also, I just got some store-bought corn on the cob, nothing crazy. So just, you want to get some stuff that's easy to cook so that when you're cooking for your family, you're not in the kitchen all day. Put about 10 heads of corn in here. You use a big pot, some salt in there, some garlic powder, some parsley. Get your water nice and ready. These are going to cook pretty quick. Go ahead and put the top on those. Set that to the side. Okay. Now today we're not doing the normal ribs that I normally do. I'm trying something new. Had somebody suggest that I cook some lemon pepper wing. So I'm back to my ribs right now. I got a good batch, I think it's about 2.5 pounds of spare ribs, St. Louis spare ribs. Really clean. Already washed it off. Already damped it. It's dry. Want to use a nice dry surface too. Everything's pretty, no fat on it. Already ready to go. For starters, I think I want to go ahead and squeeze the mustard on there now. This is just using it as like a binding agent so that whatever, dry rub that you're putting on there, that it sticks to it while it's cooking. So you want to do a couple little squirts like that on that side. I'm going to rub it in. Get it all over the bottom end. You don't have to do it too much, but once you get to the other side, that's the side you want to make sure that you get the mustard everywhere. And that rub gets on pretty good. Since I'm doing lemon pepper rub, since somebody has suggested me to try that, I'm gonna go ahead, get me a fresh lemon. Go ahead, cut this in here. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze a little bit on this side. Okay, and a half a lemon should be good for the whole entire rib, really, for both sides. This one seasoned. I don't really want to. It's got a little garlic in there, a little parsley, a couple other things I can't really tell you, but it's going to be great. I'm gonna shake a little bit over there on this side. I'm gonna get dirty now and just rub it in with my hands. Get it all the way to the edge. You want to make sure your whole entire piece of meat is covered in mustard and marinade so that when it's cooking, nobody feels left out. Okay, now you go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And go ahead and get my mustard. There we go. So enough right there. Use my hands. Go ahead and rub it all across. Make sure it's rubbed in pretty good. A little more lemon juice. That in the meat, let that soak in. It's actually going to help tenderize the meat also. Okay. A little more dry rub. Get it all on there like that. Let's see. Let's try that. That looks like plenty. Massage it in. A little bit more. And make sure it's coated everywhere. Okay, and overall, that's how you want to really prep your meat, with your marinade, with your seasoning, with your lemon juice and your mustard. Now it's time for the fun part. We'll get this all queued up and ready to get in the oven. I'll be back in a second. Welcome back to Chefin with Bigmoo. We already got our ribs ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the pot. You want to get yourself a good sized pot too. It's kind of like not like a Dutch oven. It's like, because for the whole rack of ribs, you don't really want to break it up. You want to make sure it got room to cook. Unless you got another like deep pan, then that'll work as well. Then you want something either with a top, or you want to make sure that you cover it up really tight with foil. This particular pot, I do have a top with it, so I won't have to use any foil. I got it up down. I'm gonna put a little bit more on here, just to give it a little bit more kick and stuff that cooks off, because when it's cooking, you know, the season will melt off. So I'm just gonna get a couple of these spots. A little bit in the, there we go. Okay, I got my ribs in my pot ready to go. I got my top. I did add about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar to the bottom of the pan just to create a little steam. I'll go ahead and top it off. I'll make sure this pot is a good pot. It's sealed in, no cracks. When you get your oven, you want to have it about anywhere between 250 and 300. I got mine at about 280. I know you got to know your oven. I think this oven cooks best ribs at around 280. Gonna go for about 2.5 hours. And at that point, they should be perfectly tender. All right, thank you. Check it back in a second. Welcome back to Chefin with Bigmoo. Now I'm gonna prepare my mashed potatoes. It's about 2 pounds of red potatoes in here. Got my old trusty masher. Drain my water out, let the pot dry out, and start smashing. Wanna get in there and get really good. Make sure you get all the chunks smashed up good. Really, really good. Okay. Almost there. And red potatoes are good. The skin is good, so I leave the skin in when I do red potatoes. It just gives it a little bit more texture. So, okay. I think I got them all pretty mashed up now. Go. Next, add some kosher salt. About a 1/2 tablespoon. Just get an even coat over the top. Potatoes can take a lot of salt, so they're real starchy. So, all right, I just put about a 1/2 tablespoon of kosher salt over it. Next, old trusty Laurie's. Do about the same to that. Just get a nice little light coat over the top, where you can see it on all of it. Then, a little garlic powder. Same thing, a little even coat over the top. Not really making garlic mash, just want to give it that little nice garlic aroma. Get some fresh pepper. Nice little light coat over, not too much. About 1/2 teaspoon. Parsley, flakes. Nice little coat in there. And then after I get all my dry ingredients, I like to mix it up a little bit first before I add my wet ingredients, just to kind of get the dry stuff mixed in. Go. A rough mix. Make sure your potatoes are still hot. About a 1/2 stick of butter. Break that down in there. Kind of move it around. Let that kind of melt before you add your milk and your sour cream. Okay. It's in there pretty much. Yeah, we got about a cup and a half of reduced fat milk. Okay, it's gonna soak it up. Kind of get a gentle stir to start soaking everything up. There we go. It's gonna get them real creamy. Okay. Kind of folding it, letting the milk kind of soak into the potatoes, and then you'll start getting a nice consistency pretty quick. And this is how about I like my potatoes. Let me show you. I like this little texture. You see it? Nice little creamy texture. And then it'll kind of stiffen up even more as it sits and as it cools a little bit. Okay. Last thing, some regular store-bought sour cream. Gives it a nice little punch, a little extra little flavor to it as well. And I'm using about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Okay, we're gonna mix that in so it's all combined evenly, nice and smooth. Okay. That's about where we want it. You gotta taste your food. You never serve food without tasting it. Perfect. All right, that's mashed potatoes. Really quick, really simple. Be right back. Welcome back to Chefin with Bigmoo. We're still doing our ribs. Just put them out in the oven. They've been there for about 2.5 hours. I'm gonna chop them up now with Big Betty, with Big Machete. You know, and I let them broil for a little bit. After I let them cook for 2 hours, I turned on the broiler, and then I let them broil for about a good 10 minutes. See how they're coming off like that? One. Okay. A couple more. I'm just gonna cut them all up. Right in the middle of the two bones. See how that juice coming off of there? Super tender. Got the nice skin on top. Look at all that juice. You can smell it. Last one. Look at that juice coming off of there. Ooh. Bloody. I get a whole slab. Now, I made some already good enough with the heavier dry rub on there. They'll be perfect. I made some sauce that we can dip in if you want, or you can just eat it like this. They're perfect either way. All right. So that's pretty much how it goes. 2.5 hour lemon pepper ribs. Guys, have a good one. Nice seeing you.